All right. How are you doing? See, Gary is here as well. All right, Corey is here. So just saying, people are watching live right now, or you're just joining, or you're watching this on the replay. I had a great birthday, thank you. Really, really good. Everybody was very kind, wished me. I had like 120 odd messages on Facebook, which is amazing. It's nice, isn't it? That time of year where you're like, actually, you know what? There's people out there who actually care. Not that I don't think people don't like the rest of the year, but it's just nice when people, you're like, oh, there are people who've taken a little bit of time out of the day to wish me happy birthday. I appreciate that massively. So if you did that, thank you very much. It was a good one. So tonight, this is something I forgot about last week. Normally I do this on the first Monday of every month, and I do an open mic Q&A session, as I put it. Ultimately, it's just not a structured broadcast like I normally do. It's not on a particular topic. This is where just anything goes. I've written down some notes here on some topics that I want to talk about that I think are particularly relevant, but I'm totally open to anybody here asking questions on anything to do with acting. Helen, good evening as well. Anything to do with acting, marketing yourself as an actor, social media, video production, audio production. It's just anything, really. I think that we've got a lot of expertise on here between us all to answer your questions on whatever it is you want answers to. Drones, got a little drone in the background there. Not really taking it out for a spin that much yet, but I'm going to be doing a bit of drone footage for the start of my videos for Act on This now. All right, Helen, how are we doing? Anything goes. I think Andy's here as well. So basically, I'll start us off with a topic because you might have seen me put this in an email that I sent out last Friday. So every Friday, I send an email out to the Acts on This email list, and it's called 5 Take Friday, and it's basically 5 things that I think you should check out at Act on This. Like these Periscopes and these Facebook Live broadcasts that you are on right now, if you're watching live or you're watching the replay, are some of the things that I include in those top 5 things. I include a quote, I include some podcasts that I've been doing, interviews, all that kind of stuff. But I included last week an app that I discovered that I think really makes your life as an actor a hell of a lot easier. And it all comes down to a really boring thing. It makes a really boring, dull task a lot easier, and it's to do with your tax, all right? Who finds doing their tax as a self-employed actor a pain in the arse? I don't find it as much of a pain in the arse anymore because I've got a system and I have an accountant to do it, but back in the day, it was really shit. Gary says, it is, isn't it? It's dull. No one likes to do their tax return and that kind of stuff, and it means you've got to really I have to do my bookkeeping every week for my acting career and for Act on This as well. I was just doing it tonight, actually, before I came on. Literally dozens and dozens of invoices to keep track of and all that kind of stuff. And as an actor, if you're not on top of it, you're going to lose out on a lot of the expenses you can claim back against your earnings. Thus, if you're not on top of it, you might end up paying more tax than you need to down the line because you'll be like, right, I'm going to put my tax return in. Who does it last minute? Who does it in the last week before it's got to go in? And it's that's... got to get it all done, and you're scrambling for receipts and stuff and invoices. How do you do bookkeeping every week? Says Gary. Yeah, sit down, Gary. Every Sunday, Monday, do my accounts, mate. Look, I've got two folders down here. One says work 17, 18. One says OIS. That stands for the Online Investment Solutions. That's the company that I own that I run everything through. And in here, I have everything from accountancy statements. I've got my voiceover invoices, HMRC letters, voiceover where I've been paid for stuff, acting where I've been paid for stuff, my expenses. Keep a track of it that way. But I found a much easier way. If you don't like paper and you can't be arsed, I want to introduce you to something that I discovered last month. I've been testing it for the last 30 days. And it's really good. It's called One Tap Receipts. Anyone heard of it? It's an app for the iPhone. You get it on your Android as well, but One Tap Receipts. I'm going to play you a little video that explains about it. Okay, it's for anybody who is self-employed. Ultimately, you don't have to be an actor. I think the example in this video is a builder who's talking, but you'll see some little pictures of other animated characters, and one of them is an actor or a filmmaker. And what it enables you to do is install the app. And when you are out, say for instance you're having a meal or you're entertaining somebody who you could say, is something to do with your acting career. You might be out and you're talking to a filmmaker or a producer, or you might be going to film a show reel, and you want to save your train tickets. You literally take a photograph of your receipt on your phone. Okay, now that isn't the clever part, because I imagine you could just do that anyway. The clever part comes next. It then gets sent to OneTap's like offices, where a real person looks at it, pulls out the information for you. This is incredible. This happens in like 3 to 4 minutes, right? They've got offices like just full of people who will just look at your invoices, and then they will pull out all the important information for you, store it in the app, keep it in the cloud for 6 years to keep HMRC happy, because they might want to do an audit on you. You've got to have 6 years worth of accounts, and then at the end of the year, you ultimately just like press a button and it exports everything for you, all your expenses. You can see you can do a lot more than that, so you can keep a track on like finances in general. It'll tell you how much you've saved this year, how much money's going out, how much money's coming in, all this kind of stuff. It's wicked. I'm going to play you just this like, I think like a 2-minute video just on it to give you a little bit of a clue of how it works. And then I've got a special deal for you guys as well, because I got in touch with OneTap to go, I think this is great. I think people in my community could use this. Can you do as a deal? There is a free version of the app, but the full price version of the app is 40 quid for the year, which is still a bargain. But if you use a code I'm going to give you, you'll get it for 30 quid. OneTap will then give me £1, but I'm going to give it to charity. So anybody who signs up for this, and we can raise some money, not only get money off, we're going to raise some money for charity as well. But check it out, and I'll be back in like 1.5 minutes. Let me know what you think of it.
Your self-assessment can be painful, and most of us end up paying more tax than needed. And what about those expenses? I've got a couple of receipts in my wallet, another dozen in the car, and a wad of invoices and bills on the dining table at home. It's a nightmare. And to top it off, the HMRC wants me to keep them handy for the next 6 years. My wife and I have to go through every single receipt and type out the supplier, category, date and amount. If we don't, then we also end up paying way too much tax. Then I came across this app, OneTap Receipts. It's built for sole traders just like us. And best of all, it's free to use. Just take a photo of your receipts or invoices, and Bob's your uncle. All the important data is extracted. Keeping track of your expenses has never been so effortless, and they're even stored safely in the cloud, so you can access them anytime and anywhere. Then, hey presto, that self-assessment monkey is off your back, and your self-assessment form has been pre-filled with your expense information. Or if that doesn't tickle your fancy, you can give your accountant secure access to all your receipts and other expenses. Bet your accountant can squeeze a little more juice out. And what's more, it costs you nothing to get started. So don't wait until the final hour. Download OneTap Receipts from the App Store or Google Play and become the David Bailey of receipts.
And there you go. It's a tiny, tiny little intro to it. So, like it says, it is completely free to use, but then you can pay to get all the features. It's normally 40 quid for the whole year. It's 30 quid if you use... Basically, if you go to actonthis.tv, you'll actually see an article. If you go there right now, you'll see an article on the homepage where it's got a link within it. Or the web address is, if you've got a pen, you can write this down. It's get.onetap.io. So get, G-E-T, .onetap, that's the number one, onetap.io, and it's /AOT 25, and that stands for Act On This 25. It's 25% off effectively. So yeah, get.onetap.io /AOT 25, and that's the number 25, so 25. But give it a go. It's not a hard sell. Absolutely nothing to do with me. I just think it's good. I am using it myself. It's, you know what, you should just download the free version of it, scan a receipt in, just so you can see it, basically zoom off to whatever human has to look at it and pull all the information out for you, because some invoices can be quite complex. There is a machine version of it, like within the app, that will do it automatically, but if it can't, it says, right, I'm sending this off to a human, and then like within 2 minutes, a human's looked at it, filled in all the right bits for you, and it's like stored on your app. Very clever. And I just think when you're out, I don't know if you're like me, say you keep a receipt for coffees you've had with people in the industry or whatever, anything, you know, products, hair gel, shirt you might buy for an audition, whatever. You can just take a receipt, a photo of that receipt, and you're done, as opposed to thinking, I'll put this in my wallet when I get home, right, I must remember to file that away and record it somewhere. You just don't, or the receipts get tatty, you lose them. Those shit receipts you get that are like printed on thermal paper where it just almost like kind of rubs off. and you can't see the prices and the dates and stuff like that. This way, literally, the minute you've got the receipt, whilst you're sat at the table having your coffee, bing, take a picture of it, done, stored in the cloud. So check it out. That was the first thing I wanted to mention. Like I say, it's not a hard sell because I don't make any money out of it. Well, they give me £1 for every person who basically goes, downloads the app, and uploads one receipt. So even if you do that without buying it, Act on This gets £1 that goes to charity, and between us, we'll decide which charity we want that to go to. You can give me some suggestions, but I'm certainly not interested in keeping the £1. I'd rather put it to better use. Another thing, one other thing that I want to talk about tonight, and if you've got any butt in now, by the way, I've talked about the first thing just to get the conversation going. If you've got any questions, then ask them. The other thing I want to talk about was Twitter validation. You know, when you get the blue tick next to your name on Twitter, like a few months ago, I don't know if you realise this, but Twitter actually allow actors, singers, anybody whose profile would be of public interest to get a blue tick. Well, to apply for a blue tick. Okay, and I've basically applied. Don't know if I'm going to get it, but I want to know if any of you lot have, and if you've been successful. If you've been successful, what have you put in the application to get verified? Because there's a few different takes on this about what you need to put in your profile, what you should write in the box to say why you should be verified. So I'll be interested. I don't know if I'm going to hear back. You know, I've applied for my own personal account, which is at Ross A. Grants. And I'm going to apply for Act on This as well, because you can do company accounts as well. But if you want to find out more about that, you can go to verification.twitter.com/welcome, and you can then fill out a form where you can basically, you've got to have a full profile, so you've got to have a banner pic, you've got to have your like avatar pic as well. You've got to have your date of birth, but not showing. You don't have to have it showed. It just has to be filled in. You can hide that from the public. You've got to have a web address. You've got to have a full bio. And then you've got to basically link to certain websites that you might think proves that you should be verified, in terms of maybe you've done films or short, TV shows, whatever. You link to those web pages. But yeah, I've kind of held off doing it, and then I thought I've got time to do this now, so I've just done it. I used my IMDb page as my website page on my Twitter profile. Some people were saying that's pretty good. If you also work for or have anything to do with other verified accounts, include that. So I wrote on mine, contributor to at The Stage, at Backstage, at CNI UK. I think Backstage is verified, and so is The Stage. So that's kind of an affiliation with two other verified companies. So there's lots of different tactics. I don't know what's going to work, to be honest with you. I might get an email back going, do one, Ross. You ain't getting verified yet. But I was just interested to put that out there, let other people know that you can go and apply for this now. It's verification.twitter.com/welcome, and it will tell you all about it, and you can then click on the form to do that. But let me know. So, Tony, you said that one of your mates has done that, and they're not like dead well known or famous. Do you know what they wrote in their application? Because if I can figure this out, I'll write like a little template up for you guys that everybody can kind of use, that we might not put publicly, but just to try and get. I think it just ultimately just holds a little bit more clout, doesn't it, when it's verified? But I think Twitter are gonna, it's dangerous, isn't it, as going, right, I'm going to verify everybody, because then it means nothing if suddenly everybody's verified. So I guess they've got to get the balance right of going, right, well, this person does and this person doesn't. It's to do with how having your verification is beneficial for Twitter. Yeah, I see it exactly, in saying, why would it be good for Twitter to have you verified? So it's funny, so it needs to be geared towards them. I think there's a whole thing of going, if you're going into a show, or you've just done a show as well, saying, listen, I want to interact with the fans. And I don't want, copycat accounts pretending to be me. I think you have to do quite a relatively big show in order to be able to use that kind of thing as an excuse. But, well, not as an excuse, as a valid reason to be verified. But yeah, again, like anything in life, though, you've got to lead with value. You've got to say, actually, if you verify me, this is what I think I bring to Twitter. This is how I use Twitter, how I plan to use Twitter. It's... what's that funny? They also say ads are a what? Surefire way. What do you mean, ads? They favour people who take out Twitter ads. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe you want to pump a little bit of money into Twitter advertising. That's a good Good idea. Yeah, never thought of that. I've used Twitter ads a couple of times, but I put all my money into Facebook ads. Facebook advertising for Acts on This is definitely better, or it has been for me, than Twitter. I think Twitter is a bit like a fire hose in terms of it just sort of sprays everybody with the same message. You know, it's getting a bit better, but if you follow 2,000 people, it's very, very difficult to go down your timeline and see anything of that much relevance. Whereas Facebook and Instagram, their algorithms are much better, so it learns over time what the sort of content is that you like to interact with, and will show you more of that. I think Instagram does that a little bit better right now, but hopefully Twitter will get better at that, and will follow suit. So that's the second thing I want to talk about: Twitter verification. If you do get verified, please let me know on the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/ActOnThisTV. I think it would be great if we had a group full of verified accounts. But if we can figure it out, what it is that they might like, or if we can get someone, if you are applying, copy and paste your application into a separate document, and then if you actually get verified, let us know exactly what you wrote. I think that'd be interesting to help everybody else. Fanny says she'll let the world know. Well, that's cool. Next thing up on my list, this is to support an Act on This member. I don't think she's on the broadcast yet tonight. I've not seen her jump on, but normally for all you actors who are in the north of England, sorry Tony, you're in the States, so you'd have to get on a plane if you wanted to come. But we do an Act on This meetup on the first Saturday of every month in Manchester. There's one in London as well later on in the month. That's run by another actress, but I run the Manchester one. And on the 7th of October is the next Manchester meetup. However, it coincides with the screening of an Act on This member called Lucy Richardson, a screening of her first short film that she's made, and she's actually showing it in the venue we normally do the Act on This meetup at the same time we would normally do the Act on This meetup at. So what I want to do is combine the two. If you go into the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/ActOnThisTV, you will see Eugene's here. Eugene Collins, my main man from Age Before Beauty. You will see in the Facebook group that Lucy has written in the group a post about her film. It's called Pretty, and if you click on it, there's an event there. You've got to buy a ticket, but it's like £3. It's so cheap, and it's going to be on the 7th of October, 11 a.m. at Home Theatre, Manchester. Get your asses down there, and we're going to combine the Act on This meetup with the showing of that film, so we can all support Lucy and at least pack the cinema out with friends who are going to be supportive. Dawn says she's hoping to make it. Eugene's giving us the high fives. Eugene, have you finished Age Before Beauty now, mate? I think it's wraps, isn't it? And are you going to go to the wrap party on the 19th? Because I need a friend. I'm going with David Martin, the casting director. We're going to need some friends, otherwise we're going to look like Billy No Mates. Let us know if you are, and we'll see you there. So yeah, that's what I want to do for Lucy. So if you are in the north and you can make it on October the 7th on that Saturday, then definitely get yourself down there. Oh, Lucy is here. Says I am here. Thank you so much. There you go. Lucy is here. Amazing. I could try. Is there a link? So yeah. So whoever just said that, if you go to the Facebook group, so that we have for Act on This, and it's facebook.com/groups/ActOnThisTV. If you're not a member of it yet, just click request to join and I'll let you in, or one of the admins will let you in. And then you'll see Evan. Sorry, mate. I didn't know. I will let you in the group if you're not already in there. And then if you just have a look on the wall, it'll be like the third or fourth post down right now. Let me just check exactly. Lucy, it's on there, isn't it? I've definitely seen it today. And I saw it just before I wrote on it. That we should do this. So it is currently, Evan, if you're in the group, currently as we speak, it is the fourth post down. Lucy Richardson shared Pretty Short Films event. And you'll see it on there. And you can just click interested on the button there about interested of going. I could make it a pinned post, Gary, but on mobile, pinned posts on Facebook are shit because no one sees them on mobile because you've got to click view pinned post and no one sees it. Or Lucy's got her Twitter account there, @filmpretty. @filmpretty is the Twitter account, so you can go check that over there. And Eugene said he's got one more day of filming left on Age Before Beauty. It's an awesome drama, guys. Can't wait for you to see this. And he's going to the wrap party with bells on. Excellent. I don't think I'm going to wear any bells at the wrap party, Eugene, to be honest. But I don't mind if you do. Absolutely fine. Are you going to be at the press event on the 19th before that? Because I'm going to come down to interview some people. Let me know if you're there as well. I'll vox pop you, get some interviews with you. And I shouldn't be drinking Starbucks at 20 past 9 at night. It's ridiculous. So that's another thing I want to talk about tonight. Anyone else got any other things I want to talk about? Or do you just want to go through my list? It's supposed to be an open Q&A, but effectively I'm just going, right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. So far we've looked at One Tap Receipts, which is a wicked app in order to track your expenses as an actor and all of your tax. It's normally 40 quid for a year, but I got a deal for any acts on this member, well, just anyone who's watching this basically, where you can get it for 25% off. You get it for 30 quid for the year. That's a little recap there. Go to get.onetap, the number one, like the number, not the word, onetap.io/AOT25. So get.onetap.io/AOT25. We looked at that. We spoke about Twitter validation a minute ago as well. If you want to get your Twitter account verified or at least apply for it, go to verification.twitter.com/welcome. And we just had a little look at Lucy's film, Pretty. So at Film Pretty, let's go and check out Lucy's film and then come and watch I think it's the premiere screening in it, Luce, on the 7th of October at Home Theatre in Manchester at 11 a.m. It's a Saturday. I'm going to be there, and I want as many people from Acts on this to go there as possible. I'm going to check out Facebook. I feel I've been neglecting people on Facebook. I need somehow to collate all these comments together. There are apps that are supposed to do this for you when you go live, to be honest, but they don't work. They just don't work very well at all. So I'm going to click into the video on Facebook. Eugene says, damn it, I was hoping we could coordinate accordingly. I'm not wearing bells, Eugene. I'm not wearing bells. Let's have a look. What have we got on Twitter here? Not on Twitter, on Facebook. Jill's here. All right, Jill. Tony Rossi was watching on Facebook as well. Oh, and thank you for sharing. Yeah, if anyone wants to retweet this or just give it a little share, then I would massively appreciate that. That would be really cool. And Eugene's not at the press day. I have to just get you on for a little interview at some time. Anyway, Eugene, man, we'll just do something for Acts on this. Get on a live broadcast or something. Just be cool, basically. Thanks for retweeting, Eugene. Right, I've got a few other things to talk about, but you give me some suggestions. Basically, it's not the Ross show. I want to help you guys with whatever you want to talk about. Let us know what's going on in your life, basically. Tony, you've not been hit with any hurricanes in Chicago, have you? You're all right, aren't you? Hopefully there's no issues there. Fingers crossed. Rich Haler, who's normally on these broadcasts from Miami, sent me a video from outside where he was staying of what was a river, but it looked like the sea. It was mega, getting slammed by Hurricane Irma. But he's all right as well. I've heard from him. He's fine. Stephen, that's not an appropriate question. Chicago is safe. The South is where the storms have been. Excellent. I've got no geography of America whatsoever in my head, Tony, but good to hear you're all right, mate. Definitely. Bobby's here as well. All right, Bobby. Got any questions for the open Q&A, Bobby? Anything you want help on? What do people want to do? Like, what do you want to create? Is everybody just kind of sat at home, just waiting to get auditions? Or are you all actually, like, creating shit? Do you want to, what could I put together for people to help you? Do you want to create a podcast? Do you want to create a web series? Do you want to create a vlog, a weekly vlog, a daily vlog? Do you want to know about equipment and kit, software, edit stuff? Anything like that I could put together for you guys. That anything you see me do, that you're like, how do you do that? Live broadcasting like this. Maybe something, so you know how to live broadcast and live broadcast video out like I've just done tonight. What is something that acts in this community would be surprised to learn about you, Ross? Oof, what would you be surprised to learn about me? Wendy's just bought a ticket for Lucy's screening. Good on you. I'd like to do YouTube bits and Instagram sketches. Evan, why aren't you doing that? Whilst I think of something that you guys would be not shocked, but surprised to know about me. Bloody hell, God. You know what? I tell you everything. I tell you all everything. I don't know if there's anything I haven't really told you. Evan might bring his old podcast back, but need tech people. So what do you need to learn, though, Evan? Because you could do it yourself, mate. I do my podcast entirely on my own. And I can put an episode out in about 20 minutes. So that's if you're recording it on your own. So you're looking for people to collaborate with. Would be great for an Acts on This online show. Oh, yeah. An online showcase. Imagine if we did a live broadcast like Show Real Share Day, but just for Act on This peeps, and we did and we just put that out as like just an hour showcase. We could maybe do. That could be interesting. What about something that people think came easy to you, Ross, but took more work, effort, etc.? Nothing comes easy at anyone, Tony. Anything that that you see me do. I think people forget sometimes. So in terms of technology-wise and website-wise and everything you see me do online, like with Acts on This and Bulletproof Actor and any other websites that I run and that kind of stuff, I'm on like year 9 years of doing this every day. And I mean every single day. Not weekends off. Not even my birthday weekend off, I went out and did stuff, but I was still on Saturday working on the website, Sunday working on the website. Every single day. So I'm on year 9 of that. And in my acting career, I'm doing all right now, but I'm on year 16. I'm still only getting about an audition a month, audition every 6 weeks, something like that. I mean, it's for decent stuff now, but it's 16 years to get to this point. And I'm getting emails of people who are like 2 months in, 8 months in, 16 months in, going, I'm going to give up. It's not working for me. And I'm like, well, you've lost anyway. If that's your attitude, give up, because like, if it really meant that much to you, you'd be happy to get to year 16. I'm cool with getting to year 25, 30 before I actually get to where I want to go. So yeah, patience is the key, Tony, to anything. Patience and hard work. What's the highest profile job you've had? So for me, in terms of the best kind, I've been in some really decent dramas, like really big dramas, and some BAFTA winning ones. The part size has all been quite similar anyway. I mean, I started off like literally with like 3 lines, Gary. Like, I think my first job was like 3-4 lines on Emmerdale. And then from there, it would be like a scene in the day after I did that. I think I did Accused with Peter Capaldi and Juliet Stevenson, and I had a couple of scenes in that, but they were lengthy scenes. And they were like really important scenes in the episode as well. It was like they were like one-off episodes. And then from there, yeah, it's always been like 3 and 4 scenes in stuff. So the thing with Cradle to Grave with Peter Kay was really good. Age Before Beauty that we've just done, that Eugene on here has just done as well, was cool. Just done I love doing the soaps as well, though. Just did a really nice role on Corrie last week that I'm hoping will turn into something more. Because the first time I've been given a full character name with a backstory and a relationship with a character in the show as well. And like as if these two people go way back. And at the end of the scene, it's like, I'm going to see you around. I'm like, are you going to see me around? Can I come back for a little bit more? Don't Take My Baby was a really good one. BBC 3 that won a BAFTA, and the girl who was in it, who was opposite me, got nominated for the Best Actress BAFTA, opposite Saran Jones and Sheridan Smith that year, and Claire Foy. So that was a big show. Did you tell Adam Barlow I'm like Barbara Streisand? I didn't, but I worked with Adam Barlow. Well, his name's Sam Robertson, isn't it, I think? Weirdly enough, I like doing small jobs, hence me wanting to do viral videos. Do you know what? That's a beautiful thing these days, Evan. It's like, it's not all about the TV. For me, I've done quite a lot. I did quite a few jobs last year, animation-wise, for Netflix and Amazon Prime. I love the fact distribution now is no longer just on TV. You can hit so many more people on Amazon Prime and on Netflix than you can do if you're on ITV at prime time. Downton Abbey's peak at its height when it was massive, you're looking at 11 million viewers. You get a Netflix show that's available in the UK and America, and you can be hitting 100 million viewers. So it's exponential the jump when stuff is distributed online. You can do that yourself via YouTube, via Vimeo. What you can do for me to do this, what I'm doing right now. Not even 20 years ago, 10 years ago, would have cost millions of pounds, literally, to go, I am going to broadcast to the world, live, inject pre-recorded video into it, pre-recorded audio into it, You know, I'm going to be able to accept people actually messaging me, and I'm going to be able to communicate back to them within seconds. Now, I'm doing this practically for free. Practically. Do you know how to get your name credited on Netflix? How do you mean, Evan? It just happened for me, so it just appeared on my IMDb page like magic. Anything that's gone on Netflix has always just done that. You would have to get in touch with the person who basically fills out the credits on IMDb for that Netflix show. I'm guessing you've been credited in the credits at the end of the show if you've done a show that's gone on Netflix, or if it was uncredited, then you wouldn't be able to get that credit added. You know, I'm guessing you can. I've seen people on that IMDb page edit their own CV on there and write brackets uncredited if they weren't actually in the rolling credits at the end, but they were in it. It happened to me once. I did a role on what was it? Happy Valley, massive show. Got drafted in literally a day before though, so I don't think, and it was a favour. I don't think they were. It was like a couple of lines, and I don't think they were casting it, or they realised they hadn't cast it. And I just got a call off a casting director going, "Will you just come and do this? It's just 2 lines. Will you just go over and do it now?" Did it, came out, didn't get credited. I was like, "Guys, you didn't put me in the credits," but I can't really expect you to, because to be honest, like, it was so ad hoc and so last minute. But I think I could, if I want, I could get them to edit that on IMDb, but it's all right. I'm not, not going to lose my mind over it. Nick Redman is here as well. Good evening, Nick. How are you? Second series it was, Caroline, of Happy Valley that I did. Definitely. So yeah, you'd need to do that, Evan. You'd need to basically get in touch with the production company and just get them to credit you on IMDb. They can do that quite easily, if particularly if your name's in the credits on the actual show. It's like, it's super legit. It's not like you're asking for something that you don't deserve. So yeah, hope that kind of helps. I want to know so for all Acts on This premium members, last month, anyone who's a premium member, I now do a monthly Q&A with it's like a private kind of Q&A just for the premium members on Acts on This. Once a month. Last month it was Daniel Edwards, who's the casting director for Ripper Street, a brand new massive drama I can't talk about yet, but you'll all know about it. It'll be huge. He's the casting director for Line of Duty, Mr. Selfridge, some really massive stuff. Him, Born to Kill. Lovely guy. He came on and did a live Q&A, very much like this. So you see us, you hear us, and you guys can type questions and get them answered directly from the horse's mouth. I did Daniel Edwards last month. This month in September, I'm just organising who it's going to be now. Who would you want it to be? A casting director, an actor, or an agent? Because I've got options. We can bring another... Who do you find it most useful to hear from, basically? That's what I'd want to know for the live Q&As. So that's going to be towards the end of this month. And that's basically for all premium members and Acts on This. Anyone's got a premium membership, it's just 10 quid a month. Most of that money goes to charity. We raise a lot of revenue for charity. It's a real force for good. You get access to people you never normally would get access to. So I've got 2 for actors, 1 for Jenny Radcliffe, the casting director. Gary's after a director. Yeah, directors as well. Well, I could get a director on, 100%. Actor, so that's 3 for actors. Maybe I should get somebody from Age Before Beauty. I wonder if Lisa Riley or someone like that would do it. Who's lovely. Did you see Lisa Riley's Baggy Body Club? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Because Lisa lost a shit ton of weight. Naturally. No gastric band, no help, no surgery. Massive, massive respect for that. And then had all her loose skin cut off. She ended up with a load of loose skin. She did a documentary on it last week that came out. But it was brilliant. I loved how vulnerable she was. I tell you all the time, the most powerful attribute you've got as a human being is vulnerability. And everybody just hides behind some bullshit shield of fake it till you make it and I'm fine, everything's okay. It doesn't mean going for the whole sympathy thing and writing statuses on Facebook that go, oh my God, and nothing else. That's attention-seeking bullshit. But if you're genuinely afraid of something, or you actually want to show the world some vulnerability to inspire other people, that's really powerful. And Lisa was just like not asked about showing her body when it was all baggy, loads of loose skin. She wasn't worried about it. She's like, this is it. This is what I'm dealing with, and this is what I'm going to do about it. and and being really vulnerable the night before, going, look, I'm doing this operation tomorrow, and I'm genuinely really afraid, as opposed to going, oh yeah, I'm absolutely fine, and hiding all of the issue there. And I thought it was just massively inspiring. Watch it on catch up if you can. If you can, I'm sure it'll be available for the next couple of weeks, at least. But Lisa's in this Age Before Beauty that me and Eugene did, and I'm going to the press day on the 19th to interview Debbie Horsfield, who's the writer of it, and she also writes Poldark. And I'm going to scout around and see if I can get some other people to maybe take part in future features with us. So maybe somebody like Lisa would be inspiring for you guys. Give me some yeses if you'd like Lisa on, and I'll do my best to drag her away from Loose Women and get her onto Loose Ross, the alternative show. I'm getting yeses from people. I'm going to take a screenshot of this and then show it her. Go, listen, Lise, this is what people are wanting. Obviously, more people have joined us on Facebook as well. It sounds wrong, Loose Ross, doesn't it? Definitely not loose at all. Lisa would be great, says Jill. Jill's also after casting director. Boris, what advice would you give to young actors who are just starting out in the UK with 0 credits on their resume? Boris, I would. Oh man, well, it's going to be about ultimately gaining. Oh, see, this is this whole thing about macro patience, micro speed. You've got to develop huge patience in the long run, but you've got to work and act quickly every single day to do something that is going to help you get further faster. And that can be anything from, depends on how much experience you've had, mate. One thing for me, I would do straight away, if I was starting from scratch, I would attend a weekly acting class for TV, if it's TV you want to work in. 100%. I would just straight away, that'd be the first thing I did before I did anything else, before I did any films, any web series, any of this, that, before I even had a headshot taken. I would be at an acting class, a credible, really decent acting class where it's not only ran by really good people, but they bring in agents to watch classes, they bring in casting directors to watch classes. Perfect example of that is Act for TV, run by Michael Jackson in Manchester and Leeds. That's what I would do, because that's what I did, and I got a really decent agent out of that within about 6 to 8 weeks, because they would facilitate people coming in and people to meet you and that kind of stuff. And when you are acting in an audition environment every week, when you do get an audition, it just feels like class. And that's the thing where I started booking work. I was like, before I did those classes every single week, even when I left drama school, and I'd done 3 years at a top drama school in the UK, every time I went to an audition, it felt like my whole world hung on this one audition. It was so important. Oh, I can't screw this one up. And every time, guess what I did? Boris, I screwed it up every single time, because I was putting so much pressure on myself, because those auditions were few and far between. And every time I went in, it might have been once every 4 months or something like that. I was like, I'm getting 3 of these a year. And I've got to get this one, I've got to get this one, I've got to get this one. And I just screwed up. When I went to acting classes on a weekly basis, I got so used to being in that environment that I remember it so vividly when I went for the Emmerdale audition. It just felt so relaxing, like I was going into a class. Didn't care about it as much. I don't mean I didn't want it. I mean, I just didn't feel like it was everything. It just felt normal and very natural by that point. And I booked it. And then the next one I went to, I booked it. And my booking rate just went up and up and up. And today it's really good. But, I'll get probably 1 in 2, 1 in 3 at the least of the auditions I go for, because I'm being sent for stuff that I'm really suitable for. Because that's just how the industry should work. You should only get seen for stuff that, you actually are in the casting bracket for. So if you're getting seen for that thing, half the job's already done for you, because you're suitable for it. And it just, it just feels like home now. Whereas before it felt so foreign, because I wasn't doing it. So that'll be my first advice, Boris. Definitely get yourself, do some research on acting classes and get one every week if you can. It might be 20 quid a week. If you can afford it, that's £80 a month. Sounds like a lot of money, but nip some money from other shit you're spending it on. Stop having those lattes at Costa or Starbucks or whatever it is. Walk if you can, rather than taking the car or the train or whatever it is. Start saving money. Stop going out and actors that say to me sometimes at these classes, they would cry to these the tutors going, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I don't think I can come next week. I've got no money and times are really hard." To the point where the tutors would go, "You know what? because you're dedicated, we're just going to let you in for free. And it used to piss me off, those same people who were saying they had no money were the first to the bar at the Christmas party spending £30 and £40 on a round of tequila. I'm like, it's bullshit. You've got the money. You just want to go out more and spend it with your mates and spend it on alcohol and spend it on running away from your sorry little life. Because right now, you're after instant gratification as opposed to working for it. So if you can kind of pull in some stuff from elsewhere, Boris, and don't waste money, you'll be able to afford it, man. Definitely. So that would be my advice, definitely. Then after that, I would be sending my best performances from class. Don't worry about getting showreel stuff shot if you're just starting out. Send your best performances from class where you're like, you know what, I smashed that scene out of the park, to agents. Because agents just want to see you act. They're not casting directors. They don't need to see a lovely scene that's lit and filmed beautifully and sounds great. That's all I did. I just went, right, I've got 3 scenes here that I know I nailed in class, sent them off to 3 agents, and got offered rep off all 3 because I know that I was good in those classes. We'll send some class scenes even with a show reel. So I wouldn't know. So I wouldn't. I mean, if it's to an agent, yeah. You can, if you're particularly, if your show reel only shows comedy or only shows one side of you, and you go, you know what, from class I've got this and I'm really proud of it, but it's certainly not for my show reel. Never put class stuff on a show reel. Just don't. But if it's to an agent and you're looking for rep, because your agent ultimately just needs to see how you'd be in an audition. And those classes are filmed like auditions. They're filmed on shit little cameras, just staring at you on a blank wall, like a self-tape. So no one cares, really, about what it looks like as long as they can see you act. So the biggest films in the world are cast in the same way, on a crappy little camera, in a room in an office block somewhere in Hollywood, probably. So don't worry, you can get hung up on it not looking good if it's for an agent. An agent just wants to see what you are like in an audition. If they see you nail it in that environment, they're like, you know what, I can send this person to an audition and be super confident they're going to smash it because I've seen it. So they're the 2 things I would do, Boris. And then after that, mate, once you've got representation, then look at getting headshots done. Then look at getting show reel shot from scratch if you need to, or hopefully your agent will then put you forward for jobs that you can just book. Couple of lines here and there, use that footage and just build your way up. But it's macro patience. You've got to go, you know what, I'm in this for 25, 30 years. I'm not going to give up. But on a daily basis, I'm going to be fast. Every day I'm going to do something that's going to help me get further along to where I want to be, where my goal is. And when you can combine those 2 things, you're dangerous, mate. When you can combine patience with hard work, you're dangerous. Because everyone else around you is going to give up. They just are. That's just it. I just know I'm not. I'm here for as long as I can possibly be here. Until I'm dead, I'm going to be here working at it. And thus, I can just sit back and continue to work and with the faith that, it's all going to work out in the end. And it is. That's exactly what I'm experiencing. Might not be as fast as I would like it. Of course, I would love to be doing starring roles in top drama tomorrow, right? Not happening yet. But what I am doing, I'm really enjoying, and it's getting better and better. I'm certainly not going backwards. Every time I get a role, it's on a better show, and I'm enjoying it. So just enjoy the process, dude. Jake is here. Sarah is here as well. How are you doing? Amy is here as well. How often would you need to put content out on YouTube channel to keep and get viewers going up? So Amy, right, this is the critical thing for building anything. So this is how I have built. Look at this broadcast that you're on now, right? I first started off doing these broadcasts to 3 people. Literally full stop, okay? And I only did them on Periscope. Now they go out on Periscope, they go out on Facebook, they go out on Twitter, and combined, the viewership is anywhere between, 400, 500 most times I put this out. Then it goes on a replay on YouTube, it goes out as a podcast on iTunes and on Stitcher.com as well. So ultimately, I put it out as far and as wide as I can possibly get it to. But the key to anything is just consistency. If you start off, and if I'd have started off doing these, I actually did live broadcasts every night for 30 days to build a habit in myself and to build a habit in the viewers who are watching. Now I do Monday and Wednesday. And you guys know, even if I didn't put a post out on Facebook or I didn't put a tweet out or anything about it, I'm pretty certain you guys would just expect me every Monday and every Wednesday to just be live at literally bang on 9 o'clock to almost the second. And that's because I have been so consistent for, I think this is probably Periscope and Facebook Live broadcast 211, I think. And that's a lot of weeks when you break that down into just 2 a week. It's 2 years. So if you are consistent, your audience will show up and they will expect it. at a certain time. Equally, I know if I'd have just done them on a Monday night, you guys would still be happy and you'd just be expecting it every Monday. But if I did it on like a Monday for 6 weeks, and then I stopped for 5 weeks, and then when I came back it was on a Wednesday for 2 weeks, and then I stopped for a month again, and then I came back on a Friday, no one will be watching, because you'll be like, forget it, guy's a dick, he's just not consistent, I don't know when he's going to be online, don't know anything, basically. I don't know when to expect it. So it doesn't matter how often you're putting content out, as long as you're consistent. If for you it's a vlog a week, then it's one a week. If it's one every 2 weeks, then it's just one every 2 weeks. If it's one a month, it's one a month. But don't put it out like for the first 4 weeks as a weekly vlog, and then for the next 3 months as a monthly vlog. People just expect it to be consistent. So if you're going to commit to one a week, which is quite a lot of work, commit to one a week. Don't do it for the first few weeks. Lose hope because you're like, oh, no one's even watching it. Play your content. If you do anything live, I would be exactly the same if there was one viewer watching this as if there was 1,000 viewers watching this. I would have just the same energy because you've got to, and it can be intimidating sometimes, because sometimes you're looking at the numbers who are coming through and you're like, actually, there's hardly anybody watching. I'm losing people. And you've got to keep it up. And for me, obviously I then reuse that content in other formats as well. Like I say, I put this out as a podcast, I put this out as a replay on YouTube, I put it on Facebook, put it all over the place. So you've got to, go through some of those rough times where you're like, no one's even watching my stuff, but you've got to operate from a place. The best thing to do is operate from a place where 1 is better than 0. Simple as that. And as long as you've got 1 viewer, you know what? It's more than Rick down the road has got who's not doing it, I'm really interested in knowing about going upper level regarding agents after booking a big gig. Do agents come headhunting? No. No, they don't. But a big gig definitely opens doors, particularly if you've been optioned for Series 2, Series 3, Series 4, whatever. So a lot of shows, not a lot, but a lot of shows, not a lot, but a lot, if you know what I mean. Quite a lot of shows. Get optioned for like 2 series very quickly after Series 1 starts. So I've seen that happen very recently on a couple of shows that I don't know if it's gone public on, but it's happened. And then I've seen an actress go from a northern agent right now, small northern agent, had a really decent sized role in a drama that's just been shot that'll finish shooting soon, and she's now with Curtis Brown. And that's because a show like that will open doors, so people will listen more. If you're like, I'm starring in an ITV drama or BBC drama, and particularly if it's got a second series coming, because that's currency then. You can be like, there's potentially a contract here you can win, depending on what your contract was with the last agent, because sometimes it can be like, literally, we got you this first job, thus we have everything from this job moving forward. If you get another 6 series out of it, all the money comes to us. Sometimes, depending on the contract you've signed, it might be any monies that are generated from that show within a year we have, and then anything after that can go to a new agent or whatever. It's all different depending on what you've signed. But definitely, our big job is the only thing that is currency, because this whole thing's a business. No one wants to take you on just because you're a lovely person. If you're a lovely person, you're shit, and you're not going to make them any money. It's futile, isn't it? So if you're good and you are working in a big show, and there's obviously, that's going to raise your profile, which is going to get you through the door to more auditions that could raise more revenue for that agent. Yeah, boom, you're in. It's the only thing. It's the only thing that you can do in order to, progress through that hierarchy of agents, which there is. People don't want to highlight it a lot, but of course there is. There's without a doubt. First division, second division, Coca-Cola Cup, whatever, Premier League agents, there's there is, that's what it is. And certain agents carry certain clout, and there's certain smaller agents who just won't be able to get you through the door for some stuff that the big agents can. United agents, one of the biggest, says Steve. Yeah, no, it absolutely is. United, Curtis Brown, Troika, Independent, Waring McKenna are pretty good. Hamilton, Haddell. There's some fantastic agents. Most of the big ones are London-based, admittedly. Some are dual-based, Manchester and London. But yeah, the big boys are absolutely the centre of London, full stop. I'm after a Sunday League agent for now, says Andy. Well, Andy, you go get one, man. 100%. Makes sense. Feels like I just need to do it, then keep it consistent. Oh, Amy, that's your YouTube stuff. Yeah, honestly, just do it. The thing is as well, stop thinking about it. Just do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You guys will forgive me, and you do forgive me when the feed on here sometimes is a bit choppy. I can't control that. It's down to Facebook servers or Twitter servers, Periscope servers. I have technical issues. That 4-hour live cast me and Chris Stone did on the second half of Showreel Surgery Live was choppy as hell. We were like, people are going to turn off and just stop watching this because it's not perfect. But nobody did. People just held in there because the audio was still good. The picture was just shit. And during that week, Showreel Surgery Live that me and Chris Stone did had 1.3 million impressions on Twitter. That doesn't mean you got 1.3 million viewers. It just means it was impressioned. It was on 1.3 million timelines during that 7 to 10 day period. Of Showreel Surgery, not Showreel Share Day, Showreel Surgery that we did on Showreel Share Day, and it wasn't perfect, but people will just let you off a little bit. So just do it. Don't overthink it and go, I've got to have this piece of equipment before I do it. I've got to buy this microphone before I do it. I've got to film it on this camera before I do it, or get this backdrop before I do it. Just do it. Ultimately, if you are not embarrassed by the first things you put out, then you've waited too long. Basically, you should. Oh my god! Do you know what? I'm going to pull up. That's what I might do for next Monday's live broadcast. It might just be why you should just do it. And I'm going to put some of the first videos that I put out on Acts on This up. Oh my god! I was just cringe at them. My presenting style was so shit. It was fake. It was false. It was all super perfect and smiley. Oh, welcome to Acts on This. And I spoke dead slow as well. Oh, it was rubbish. Fanny's seen some of the earlier ones. Yeah, I used to do this thing called Question of the Week, where I asked people a question and I gave a £10 Amazon gift voucher out to one person who answered it. I drew it at random. And oh god, you should look at some of them. Awful. But I didn't give a shit. I was just like, I'm just doing it, Although I wouldn't have built what I built today if I didn't have all that stuff that I was rubbish at initially. I thought you spoke faster, actually, Ross, says Fanny. Maybe on some I did. And Dawn, congratulations. Yeah, Dawn's just signed with Guy at WGM agency. So Guy's a great guy. Sent me a Facebook message to wish me happy birthday. Thank you, Guy. He's hungry, Dawn. I like Guy's attitude. I like his passion for the industry. I've seen him put his money where his mouth is and pay for things for his actors out of his own pocket. Normally, that's always the other way around. He's very good. I like him. It'll be interesting to see what he does for you and what the things you're being seen for soon, because I think you'll get seen for stuff quite quickly. To be honest, Dawn, quite unique and a little bit of a Geordie, and you've got to absolutely sell yourself on that. Don't shy away from that and go, I can do Northern, or I'll just do neutral or RP. You're Geordie. Well, you're not proper Geordie, are you? Where are you from, Dawn? Is it Middlesbrough? Oh, actually, Dawn, I know exactly where you're from. You're from Gateshead, because I've got your address here. I won't show it online, but Dawn won this phone case from me probably 4 months ago. Dawn, I ordered 50 A4 Jiffy bags off Amazon today. Amazon Prime, next day delivery for £12. They're here in the morning. That's getting put in one. And I've printed your address out here. Quick flash. No one saw that. And I'm going to send that out to you tomorrow. So don't worry about that. Promise you, that's coming your way. I don't normally spend 4 months sending prizes out to people. So you're a proper Geordie, she says, from Gateshead, man. How are? I had an audition for Vera once. I spoke like that. I was supposed to be like a hairdresser. I didn't get the part because I don't think they thought I was a proper Geordie. I looked like one as well. I put like a black shirt on and everything. I thought I looked like a proper hairdresser. Just didn't get the part. Amy says, when you were younger and pinning everything on your auditions, then not getting them, did you know you were messing them up? I know I'm a good actor. Had a casting recently for something I really wanted and got super nervous despite knowing it was ridiculous and doing my Superwoman stance, incantations. It's all positive psychology stuff. Don't think I did a bad audition, but I was a bit of a hyper version of myself, I think. Not now the challenge is trying to let it go. For me, I did realise, I remember very vividly, Amy, walking out of... Ethan, good evening. I remember really vividly walking out of an audition and I was walking down the stairs, and honestly, I just could have punched myself in the face. Absolutely kicked myself, because for the previous 24 hours, I'd been so hyped about it. Nervous, though. And I was like, and it was like everything, but again, pinning everything on it. And I went in, and it was one of those auditions where I came out and I went, if I'd have just asked for one more go at that, I know I'd have done that so much better. And that was a lesson in itself, because I thought any other time in the future, I know I can do it better. I'm going to ask for another go. I had an audition a couple of weeks ago, and the casting director was like, I'm really happy with that. That's great. And I was walking out at the door, and I said, I'm so sorry. Can I just give you one more? Because I just want to just do it a slightly different way that I think is going to be better. And he went, yeah, sure. And I did it. And his exact words after that was perfect. And I wouldn't have done that. I would have just done an all right one. Had I not asked for that. And a lot of people are afraid to ask for it. So that was one thing that I learned from those earlier auditions, was like, if I really think I can do a better job, I'm going to ask. And you know what? Maybe they're running behind and they say no. But at least I've asked. You might not get another go every time, but at least I've not walked out that door going, you're a dick, why didn't you just ask? And I remember kicking myself as I was walking down the stairs going, I've just wasted 24 hours of my life worrying about something that I've screwed up and was pointless anyway. And I probably screwed it up because I was just worrying. And it was at that point when I started going to way more acting classes and just getting used to being in front of a camera. Because I found, I don't know what you lot find, but I found in the early days, I'd be fine in the read-through with the casting director before they put the camera on, but that little beep on the camera was enough to just fuck me up completely. It'd be like, oh yeah, I'm fine, dead relaxed. We're just going to do a rehearsal. Yeah, no problem. Boom, boom, bash it out. And they go, right, okay, we're going to go for one. And it goes silent for about 3 seconds, and you just hear, boop. And it'd be like, holy shit. Now every muscle in my face doesn't know what to do. Now none of my hands know where to sit. I feel like I'm being watched and judged on every single thing I'm doing. And it was just no good at all. By going to acting classes and being in that environment multiple times an evening, once a week for the acting class, was at the point where that I could hear that beep and I didn't care any longer. It was like, this is just fine. And I started to enjoy it a lot more. That choreo audition I had a couple of weeks ago that I just filmed last week, absolutely loved it. Just honestly, it was just, I just have no, comes over time, but I just have no like real awful stomach churning feelings that I used to have, and it's just come with experience, really, to be honest, Amy, and just actually relaxing and going, you know what, if I don't get it, I'm not going to die. It's far worse things in the world. But it came through practice. So if people are here and they're not going to weekly acting classes, just go. Even if it's just for 3 months, 6 months, or whatever. It's just going to get you into that place where you just feel at home when you hear that beep on the camera. I think it's really, really valuable. Caroline would love to do a scene with Scottish Sam on Corrie as well. Nice guy, really good. Bruno Langley, really nice guy. Shane Ward, nice, one of the nicest guys I've ever met in acting. What a super decent bloke who cares a lot about his craft. I've never gone on a set before with many people who want to run the lines as many times as that guy did and get it right and test some things out in between takes. And want to get, he's got a lot of scenes to shoot that day, but wanted to really get the most out of each one and put emotion into things and try different stuff. And if he didn't feel it that time, going, I'm going again, let's do this again, let's do it again. Really top bloke, really, Shane Ward, really like him, top bloke. Michael says here, he says, missed tonight's broadcast, we'll catch up tomorrow. Just wanted to say, hey, hope you've all had a great Monday. Thank you, Positive Michael, for just popping in. Appreciate you being here, mate. You can definitely watch on the replay. But Amy, yeah, just you just got to keep going, but just like do everything that I show you in Bulletproof Actor in the whole program, and just like try your best to just focus on the job in hand, not focusing on I'm going to forget my lines, or what if I screw up, or I could have said that better, are they judging me? Oh, what should I say in the pre-chat? Just actually go and be present. That's the key thing, in auditions. If you're just present and there, and you're just not thinking about what's going to come out your mouth next, or what you've just said, and you're just actually there. I've got so many jobs, I reckon, just off the pre-chat. Initially, just going, you know what? We've had a really good time talking about stuff. We all get along very well. This part isn't massively demanding, and this kid's probably just going to be all right to have around on set. Honestly, I'm sure there's been a few auditions where we've gone, shit, we better read the script now, haven't we? We go, oh yeah, we've been here 20 minutes. So I can't tell you any storyline at all, Caroline. I'm afraid, totally embargoed on that. But Corey, the episode I did will be out in about 5 weeks, I think, 5 or 6 weeks. So yeah, there we go, guys. It's just gone 10 o'clock. Anyone got any last questions, or have I got anything on here that I definitely need to say? So tonight, to recap what we have spoken about. Before I recap, Steve says I had a casting with Martin Gibbons recently, and we had a chat about chickens. Excellent, good one. I hope it was a nice chat, Steve. I know he wasn't calling you a chicken. So yeah, tonight we talked about One Tap. Okay, it's a great app for your phone that's going to make keeping your expenses as an actor a lot easier, doing your tax as a self-employed actor miles easier. I've got a deal for everybody on the One Tap app. It's normally 40 quid for the year for the full version. All acts on this, peeps can get it for peeps, proper American, that isn't it? Hey peeps, can get it for 30 quid, $29.99. You save 25% off. If you want to check it out and download it for free, just to try out, go to get.onetap.io/AOT25. So get.onetap, and that's with the number 1, get.onetap.io/AOT25. That's act on this 25. Download the app through that link. What will happen is within 48 hours, a guy called Matt will send you a coupon to get that 25% off. Okay, so don't get the full version straight away. Download the free one, play around with it, and then you'll get an email within 48 hours to get that 25% off. The other thing we talked about tonight were Twitter validation. You want to get your Twitter account verified, go to verification.twitter.com/welcome. It's not a guarantee you're going to get verified. You've got to basically prove to Twitter why you should, but they are accepting actors' accounts to get verified. One Tap sounds awesome, says Dawn. Going to get it. Honestly, I've got it, Dawn. I would never. Please don't ever think I'm going to try and get you to get something I wouldn't use myself. You can submit hairdresser receipts as well, Caroline. 100%. Yeah, it's totally legit expense as an actress. The next live guest for the Act on This premium members for the end of this month. You guys want an actor, so I'm going to try and work on that. We'll try and get Lisa Riley or somebody like that on. The site again, Bobby, was get.onetap, and that's the number 1 TAP. Get.onetap.io, and then it's /AOT25. For those listening on the audio experience, if you just go to actonthis.tv and just look in the popular today section at the very top of the site, you'll see an article that I've written on it with a little video on it and a link to get your free, your free version that will then be turned into a premium version at 25% discount via the voucher you'll get sent to you within 48 hours. A bit convoluted in it, but that's the way to do it. Twitter validation, verification.twitter.com/welcome, verification.twitter.com/welcome. Just see if you can get verified, and if you can, keep your application so that we can help other actors get verified. What else have we got? Oh, and Lucy's film, Pretty. We're going to do the screening of that on the 7th of October at Home Theatre in Manchester. Come along and support her. Get tickets for £3 plus a booking fee. And you can get those from, follow Phil at Film Pretty on Twitter. All the details will be on there, but I'm going to be there. It would be great to see you there. And there you go. What did someone say? Caroline said books or something like that. What books I can recommend? We're reading on the book club at the moment. This one. Jen Sincero, You Are a Badass. We've got have we got one more week left on this before we start a new book. How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. Highly recommend that one to everybody. Other books I've got recently. Got this one sent to me by my nephew for my birthday. Somewhere here. I should just get up and go one week and just see how long you want to stay on for. 10 seconds. 10 seconds will change your life forever. Bobby Petrocelli. I don't know anything about this book, but I'd mentioned it on another book club. So this is probably going to be the next book. Anyone read this? Let me know. It says, in 10 seconds can change your life forever. Bobby Petrocelli reveals his secrets, principles, and faith in overcoming the uncontrollable tragedies of life. Bobby shares that pain and change are inevitable, but forgiveness and growth are optional, depending on the choices you make. The book will help teenagers and adults communicate more effectively and prepare for life's most difficult challenges, with an emphasis on dealing with pain, forgiveness, and making the right decisions in life. Most decisions are made in the time frame of only 10 seconds, yet they have an impact on your life forever. Each decision you make has the power to impact your life and the lives of those around you. Allow Bobby Petrocelli's story to inspire you to make decisions that lead to hope, happiness, and the fulfillment of your destiny. I think it's really powerful, and I think when, like, literally, there's so much truth in that. The biggest decisions you've probably ever made in your life have been made in the moment, and very often are made within 10 seconds. Wars have been started in 10 seconds, literally on the turn of a dime. Real big bad shit has happened. Very interesting. So we're going to be probably looking at that after we've looked at You Are a Badass for the last time next week. No, this week, innit? This Wednesday night. Definitely. Eugene says, great session today, bud. See you soon. Will do, Eugene. Thank you for watching, man. I will definitely see you soon. Ross, we need to come and do a workshop in Leeds. On what, Sharon? I'll do something. I'm reading Book of Joy, much less airy-fairy than it sounds, incredibly insightful. I love it, Tony. Give us a little review in the Facebook group and a link if you recommend it, and we'll maybe look at it on a book club. But yeah, interesting, definitely. All good. Well, thank you guys. Really appreciate that. So I'm going to be back on Wednesday night. Come to Ireland, Ross, says Bobby. Bobby, you know what? One place in the world I have never, ever been in my life is Ireland, mate. Not because I've avoided it, just because I've just never been. Never really had an opportunity to go, to be honest. I don't even think I've even been invited on like a stag do, mate, or anything like that. Like you normally would. You normally get a stag do in Dublin, wouldn't you? Isn't it about £12 a pint in Dublin, though? Although I don't even drink pints, so it doesn't matter to me. But yeah, I'll definitely pop over there at some point, Bobby. You have to let us know. Sure, Ireland's only this big. Let us know when you're around. I'm sure we could meet up, no problem. Americans always think that. Tony, you think that when you come to England, wouldn't you? Just go, oh yeah, I'm going to be in England. Why don't we meet up? It's quite a big place, England. Not as big as America, but it's quite a big place. €7 for a pint. That's still pretty dear, definitely. Thank you, Dawn. Dawn, I'll get that phone cover out to you tomorrow. So yeah, massively appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'll be back on Wednesday night, 9 p.m. UK time. Please join us. Thanks for everybody for sharing this. Hope it's been useful. Thanks to everybody for listening on the audio experience. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Please leave a comment. Please subscribe. And everybody, do me a favor. If you could go to iTunes or Stitcher.com, just subscribe to the Acts on This audio experience. I want to do a load more audio. Audio is I think it's super, super, super powerful. Thank you, everybody who's saying thank you. Because people can multitask. You can listen to stuff whilst you're doing other things. I listen to so many podcasts, so I want to start doing more and more and more audio that's exclusive. So the more people subscribe, the more impetus I'm going to have to give you guys more free audio. It's all completely free. iTunes, just search for Act on This TV if you've got an Apple device, or Stitcher.com if you've got an Android device or anything else. Search for Act on This TV. Subscribe to the Act on This TV audio experience for free, and you'll love it. We'll all love it. Right, thank you. Ciao for now, everyone's saying. Thank you very much. Enjoy your sleep in the UK. Enjoy the rest of your day, you guys in the States. And I'll catch up with you Wednesday at 9 p.m. Until then, bye for now.